Tonight, new details in the fatal shooting of 42-year-old Andrew Brown Jr. as multiple deputies involved are placed on leave.
It was a symbol of our childhood, and coming up here how one PE teacher and a group of bikers came together in Buchanan to make sure kindergartners have one to learn.
And Edwardsburg police need your help identifying two porch pirates. WSBT-22 News at 11 starts right now.
First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT-22 News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Max Lewis. Caroline has the night off. New at 11, a sheriff's department in North Carolina finds itself in the national spotlight tonight. 7 of its 55 deputies have been placed on leave after the fatal shooting on Wednesday of a black man, 42-year-old Andrew Brown Jr. CBS's Christina Ruffini joins us with more.
An attorney for the family said Brown's 7 children deserve to know what happened. The governor of North Carolina called initial reports of the incident tragic and extremely concerning. He's joined city officials and community leaders in calling for release of the body camera video.
Law enforcement on scene advising shots fired, need EMS.
A witness says Andrew Brown Jr. was trying to drive away when he was shot and killed by sheriff deputies on Wednesday. Emergency radio chatter from the time of the shooting identifies the location of his injury.
Special advisor Ian Nelson's got one male, 42 years of age, gunshot to the back.
But the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department has yet to release a detailed account of the shooting.
If any of my deputies broke any laws or violated any policies that come out through this investigation, they will be held accountable.
The alleged lack of transparency has led to protests, with community members demanding the release of the deputies' body camera footage, which in North Carolina requires a court order.
The Elizabeth City is a microcosm now of what is going on across the nation.
City officials said today they will file that request on Monday.
He did not deserve what was done to him.
This afternoon, Brown's family said they want to make body camera videos public information in North Carolina. And they want that law changed in Andrew Brown's name.
I just want justice.
The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation is investigating the incident. This afternoon, the sheriff said he will ask if releasing the video will compromise that investigation. If not, he says he will file for a court order to have the body camera video released on Monday. Christina Ruffini, CBS News, Washington.
Investigators in the South Carolina mass shooting involving ex-NFL player Phillip Adams are still trying to find a motive. Adams killed himself on April 7th after shooting and killing 6 people, including 2 children, at his former doctor's home. County deputies say they've recovered 9 firearms and numerous notebooks with cryptic messages from Adams' house. They say he may have been following a new religion or ideology, but so far no one has been able to crack the code. Adams' father believes his son's football injuries damaged his brain. An Indianapolis prosecutor is facing mounting criticism for declining to pursue court hearings that could have prevented a man from accessing the guns used to shoot and kill 8 people at a FedEx facility last week. Officials say Marion County prosecutor Ryan Mears, quote, failed to do his part when he chose not to bring Brandon Scott Hull before a judge for a hearing under Indiana's red flag law. Hull's mom had called police to say he might pursue suicide by cop. Mears says he believes that the red flag law has too many loopholes. And take a look at your screen here. The Otwa Township Edwardsburg Police Department needs your help identifying these 2 porch pirates. The department says they're responsible for stealing packages from several homes. Surveillance pictures show them driving a 2000 to 2005 Pontiac Bonneville. If you recognize them or have any information, police would like to hear from you. And take a look at this amazing tornado footage. At least 2 tornadoes touched down near the Texas-Oklahoma border last night. One of those twisters touched down in Quanah, Texas, just before 6 p.m. Less than half an hour later, the other touched down in Vernon, which is about 30 miles southeast of the first tornado. You can even see a rainbow appear as the twister makes its way across the land. And bringing in our meteorologist, Lynette Grant. Thankfully, we haven't had any tornadoes like that, but we have had some rain today.
Yeah, about 1/4 of an inch at most for all of us here in Michiana, but we're actually seeing a little bit of a second wave move through of bringing some light rain showers. Let's show you that on Storm Tracker radar right now. They're very light rain showers, and it's really only going to last a few minutes in your location, only about 1 to 2 hours across all of Michiana. I'd say from now through 1 o'clock. That's where we're going to look at the rain, because past this line of rain, There's just dry air behind that. Now, temperatures are in the 40s right now. We're at 46 in Stevensville, 47 in Elkhart, 45 in Warsaw, and 48 here in South Bend. Now, the winds are still out of the south or the west, but they are going to change to the north as this boundary pushes through. That's going to drop those temperatures into the 40s and even the 30s overnight. You see 39 by the time we get to 5 o'clock. Some of us are likely going to be looking at temperatures in the mid-30s by tomorrow morning, but we're actually not necessarily talking about a threat for frost. I'll explain why that's the case coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Lynette, thanks. New tonight, New York rapper and actor DMX is being laid to rest this weekend. A procession drove through New York City to the Barclays Center where a memorial service was held today. The artist, whose real name is Earl Simmons, died at the age of 50. He suffered a heart attack in his home, then spent several days on life support before passing away. The Grammy-nominated rapper sold millions of albums during his career and had more than 40 acting credits. A private funeral will also be held tomorrow in New York. New at 11, French anti-terrorism authorities are detaining 4 people after a deadly police station attack yesterday. Police killed a man after he attacked an unarmed employee at a small-town police station. They say the murder was planned in advance and the suspect made statements that prompted the anti-terror investigation. The suspect's father is among the 4 being held. A couple who had housed the suspect and a member of his entourage are also being questioned. And the fight against coronavirus continues. India is running out of medical oxygen as the country deals with the worst coronavirus surge in the world. Most hospitals rely on liquid oxygen, but supplies are running critically short in virus hotspots. The country's hospitals are also running out of beds and medicine. India was better able to keep up with the demand in previous surges, but officials say new variants have driven infection rates up too quickly and widely to contain. India is now reporting 300,000 new cases a day. That's almost half of all new daily cases worldwide. And back here in the U.S., several states have started giving Johnson & Johnson vaccines again after getting the green light from health officials. Indiana and Michigan are among states now ordering the single-dose shots back online again. U.S. health officials lifted an 11-day pause last night. A panel of experts made the recommendation after reviewing 15 cases where people developed a rare blood clot after taking the vaccine. They say women under the age of 50 should be warned about the side effect. Nearly 8 million people have taken that shot safely. Today was National Drug Take Back Day, and in St. Joseph County, the 525 Foundation partnered with the DEA and Sheriff Bill Redmond to hold a drive-through style annual take-back event of expired or unused prescription drugs. All you had to do was drive up, roll down your window, and a volunteer would collect your prescriptions and dispose of them. Both Sheriff Redmond and Program Manager for the 525 Foundation, Sarah Albert, say it's important to properly dispose of unused or expired medications to keep them out of the wrong hands.
It's just important for the community to understand that when they leave the prescription medications in their medicine cabinets at home, those can get into the wrong hands. And that's where some substance use disorders can start.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen it with adults, teenage children. There's no, it affects different people.
The foundation says they collected more than 6,000 pounds of pills across Michiana today. And if you missed today's event, the 525 Foundation has permanent prescription drop-off boxes at most Martin's grocery store locations in St. Joseph County.
The goal is to make sure that their kids know how to ride a bike. And hear how a group in Buchanan came together to build 24 bikes for kindergartners.
And we are in for a big warm-up in the coming days. Lynette will explain ahead in your 7-day forecast.
First to cover breaking news with Caroline Torrey. Your accurate storm alert forecast with meteorologist Lynette Grant and sports with Samantha Waddell. You're watching WSBT-22 News at 11.
Well, it's a chance to inspire kids one bike at a time. And WSBT-22's DJ Manu reports how a group of bicyclists are helping a PE teacher reach her students.
It took less than 30 minutes for the team to build the 24 bikes, but it's an opportunity they'll be teaching for years to come. Handlebars check, kickstand set, and tires rolling. This band of bikers are hopefully enlisting a new generation.
Having these opportunities for kids to get on bikes, learn about their bodies, learn about balancing, kind of work through the challenges that sometimes learning how to ride a bike is. If they can learn through those things now at a young age, they'll be able to conquer whatever they want in the world.
The bikes will be used in Jessica Leanhout's kindergarten classes. Collectively, they raised $5,000 to get the bikes.
As the PE teacher here, my job is to provide kids tools to be physically active. And so biking is a great hobby. It's a lifetime sport. It's something they can do for the rest of their lives. And so trying to help kids get excited about something positive.
While many probably still remember their first bike, that's a luxury some don't get.
I asked one of my classes, I have about 24 in a class, and I think there was about 6 or 7 that said they didn't know how. Or they do know how, but with training wheels still.
An ever-pressing need with technology at their fingertips.
In a world where tablets are such a big thing, trying to get kids outside is really important.
Liz Martin started Bikes Buchanan, where every week she encourages the community to get out and have fun riding, something she knows can do a lot of good.
Biking has been an outlet for me my entire life. It's always been a way for me to physically work out and also kind of clear my head mentally. And so it's always been that outlet. And so I wanted to create a space for others to experience that as well, of all ages.
And with the bikes built, of course, they had to be tested for quality assurance. The 24 little bikes and Lean House adult bike will be staying here at Ottawa Elementary School. That way she can reuse them for each incoming class. In Buchanan, DJ Manu, WSBT 22 News.
A day after liftoff, SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft successfully docked and delivered astronauts to the International Space Station. 4 astronauts from 3 countries were dropped off early this morning. They'll spend the next 6 months in space studying living models of human organs. The trip took 24 hours to complete as they traveled 17,000 miles per hour. It's the 3rd ever crew flight for Elon Musk's company.
Well, back here on Earth, here in Michiana, temperatures were a little bit cooler than where we should be for this time of the year. While it's cool now, we have a big warm up on the way. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Now, your accurate storm alert weather forecast with meteorologist Lynette Grant.
Most of us are dry here in Michiana as we take a live look in Goshen. Roads not damp anymore, but we still have a chance at seeing some passing rain showers later this evening. Here's another view in Elkhart County from downtown Elkhart. You could see again a quiet scene, but we still are tracking some rain. Temperatures today made it into the mid-50s, a little bit cooler than where we should be for this time of the year. But we had clouds and rain to blame for that. We have a little bit of rain left over, moving over Lake Michigan and finally starting to move into northwest Indiana right now. I expect this to linger probably until 1 o'clock. After that, we are done. You could see on Futurecast how it holds on to rain showers through the early part of the evening, but then by Sunday morning we get sunshine to start the day, and we will see a decent amount of sunshine, especially for the first half of the day. Once we head into the late afternoon and the evening, clouds are going to build back into the sky, but this is actually due to a warm front, and this warm front is going to bring significant changes in our temperatures in the coming days. Tomorrow is still cool. We start the morning in the 30s. 40s though by noon, and then by the afternoon we'll be right around 50, but that is going to be away from Lake Michigan. We'll ultimately climb to right around 52 for a high temperature away from Lake Michigan, but if you are in Berrien County or LaPorte County close to the lake, that's where temperatures are going to be in the mid to maybe upper 40s for those high temperatures. We're talking mid 50s for highs in our southern and our eastern communities. Now, when we look ahead beyond tomorrow, this is where the big changes come. We're talking 70s on Monday, 80s for high temperatures on Tuesday, and then 70s on Wednesday. A little bit cooler by Wednesday and Thursday because we do have to track some rain. But I want to talk about Tuesday. That high temperature of 82 would be a few degrees away from tying a record. The record high for Tuesday is 84. Chicago's going to be warmer than that. Lafayette's going to be warmer than that. Same thing with Champaign and Rockford. So it's going to be close. At this point, we're sticking with low 80s because we are anticipating clouds to be building ahead of our next weather maker. So it's something we're keeping an eye on. But at this point, we'll stick with low 80s. We're talking 30s overnight tonight with mostly cloudy skies. That's actually one of the reasons why we're not going to see frost. Another reason, the winds are going to be between 10 and 15 miles per hour, gusting to 25. So that's going to help mix up the air and prevent any of that moisture from settling and creating the frost by tomorrow morning. We'll end up with a high right around 52 or so for tomorrow, but again, it is going to be cooler by the lakeshore. You see the temperatures soar into the 70s and 80s for the first half of the week, a little bit cooler by the second half due to that weather maker bringing some rain for Wednesday and Thursday. You know, it's closer to where we should be for this time of the year. Tomorrow is really just the only day we have to get past before we kind of have smooth sailing.
Got to get over the hurdle, and then we'll be in the beautiful, nice weather.
It's
we
odd
can
to
soak
look
up the vitamin D from the sun.
Yeah, it's odd to look forward to a Monday.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Me too.
Bring it on.
Exactly.
We all are at this point. Lynette, thanks so much. Fighting Irish baseball taking on Boston College in a doubleheader today. Samantha tells us how they did and if they took the series. Next in sports.
The sports segment on WSBT-22 is sponsored by your Platinum Chevy dealers. Now, sports with Samantha Waddell.
Fighting Irish offense has quite a few holes to fill after the conclusion of last season, with the loss of Notre Dame's winningest quarterback, Ian Book, along with 4 members of the starting line due to graduating or declaring for the draft. Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees doesn't seem concerned about those holes after weeks of spring practice under their belts. In the quarterbacks department, they've got 3 really great guys taking most of the reps at the quarterback position: Jack Cohn, Drew Pine, and Tyler Buckner. But when it comes to who will be filling in the holes on the offensive line, it's not quite as clear, and it's not as simple as, here you go, let's play. Rees says that they're looking for the best and most consistent 5. And with a few guys battling injuries, they're moving guys around to find out who plays well together and who can operate as one for the offensive line.
What we're striving for every single day. Obviously, we have a couple of young guys taking a lot of reps, and as many reps as they can get, the better off they're going to be for it. So the offensive line is going to continue to be a work in progress. We do not have all the parts there right now, but these reps that those young guys are getting are going to be instrumental into their ultimate growth.
You can watch the new O-line and the team next Saturday at the Blue Gold game. Fighting Irish softball in Blacksburg taking on the 13th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. The Irish have outscored the Hokies 8-6. Both of Friday's games were close games. I'm talking by 1 run. In the circle for the Irish, it was powerhouse pitcher Alexis Holloway. We're going to start this game in the bottom of the 3rd, and we are tied at 0. But it'll be Tech's Kelsey Brown with the bunt. She's going to score Jamie Bailey for an RBI single, but the ball is going to be overthrown, and it finds its way into right field. Brown gets herself an in-the-park home run on an error, and the Hokies are on the board. It's a 2-0 ball game. We're going to go to the top of the 5th. Irish trailing by 2. Leah Hank steals 3rd, and she's going to score on that error. Irish are on the board. Look at her crossing home. She's excited to be there. We're going to go to the top of the 6th. It's Katie Marino, and she's going to get an RBI single scoring Abby Sweet. We will be tied at 2. To the top of the 7th we go, Irish trailing by 1, and it's pitcher Alexis Holloway who sends this ball right here back. I'm talking all the way back to the scoreboard, bounces off, and she's got herself a solo home run. We've got a tied game at 3. We're going to go to the 9th inning. Yes, the 9th. It's Sarah Gintz who takes Keely Ricard's ball all the way out of the park. First home run of the season. Irish won it 4-3, and Holloway pitches a complete game. Notre Dame softball outfielder Abby Sweet has been named a top 25 finalist for U.S. Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. It is the most prestigious honor in D1 softball. Entering the weekend, Sweet led the ACC in hits with 51 and tied 14th in the nation. She also leads the ACC in on-base percentage. The 6th-ranked Fighting Irish baseball team on the road playing a doubleheader today against the Boston College Eagles. Irish took Game 1 of the doubleheader with a 5-2 victory. Game 2, we're going to start in the top of the 8th. Eagles leading by 9-1. Nico Cavades with his 2nd home run of the series, 15th home run of the season. It's a 9-2 ball game. Same inning, it's Zach Preisner. He's going to send this ball to the moon. We've got a 3-run home run, his 4th homer of the season, and we now have a 9-5 ball game. But it does not stop, guys. We're going to keep going as the bases are loaded for David LaMotta, who's going to outrun the throw for an infield single. 2 are going to score on this as the Irish take a 10-9 lead. And he is super pumped about this as his guys are making some plays. We're going to stay here, and Jack Brannigan is going to steal home. He stole it. It's an 11-9 ball game. Man, are they excited. Kyle Hess sends this one to right for a ground rule double. 2 more are going to score, and if you're counting at home, the Irish have scored 12 runs in the 8th inning on 6 hits, 5 walks, and 3 hit by pitches. Irish rallied to win it 13-9, winning their 8th series of the season. Cubs taking on the Brewers today, and Albert Alonso dominating the mound. He went for 4 2/3 innings with 7 strikeouts. Bottom of the second, still scoreless, and it was Nico Horner who's going to rope that one down the line for the fair ball. Jason Hayward is going to score, and so is Eric Sogard, and we've got a 2-0 game. 7th inning tied at 2. Manny Pina sends this ball deep for a 2-run home run shot. It's his 2nd homer of the season. Brewers take a 4-2 lead. We're going to go to the 8th inning, same score. Hayward is going to kiss this ball goodbye for a solo shot. It's the 2nd homer of the year. It's 4-3 Brewers taking the game. We got a sweet, sweet moment for you. Arizona Diamondbacks and Atlanta Braves game last night. Diamondbacks Cole Calhoun went to catch the easy out, but nope, it was caught by a kid in the stands for the foul. His reaction's fantastic. A little disbelief, and then he's impressed as he gives him the fist bump. That kid is certainly going to be popular at school this week.
Oh, yeah. I love how he was just sort of stood there. He had no idea what to do. He was
Wait
like,
a second. You got the ball. I thought it was my job to get to the ball. But his mom was the best part. She just put her head, she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this just happened. But I loved it. The fist bump,
yeah,
you know.
That's a great moment. Great moment. Samantha, thank you so much. We'll be right back. And finally tonight, take a look at this. This bottle of whiskey that you see right there, set to be auctioned in June, is 250 years old. Skinner's Auctioneer says the bourbon is the oldest whiskey in existence. The company believes the bottle was originally a gift and it's been safeguarded for generations ever since. So what does a 250-year-old bottle of whiskey go for? Well, between $20,000 and $40,000. And just for perspective, when this bottle of whiskey was made, the first shot to kick off the American Revolutionary War was still 4 years away. It's kind of interesting.
Right.
Put that in perspective. That's,
well, yeah,
that's
when
a long
you do the
time
math
ago.
like that, that's wow.
Yeah. You got 20,000, 40,000 left sitting around just so you can buy the bottle?
I'm still paying off my student
Okay.
loans.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't be doing that either,
No,
so.
but you know, people are talking about, you know, getting outside, making it feel like summertime,
Yeah.
if you have that on the mind. Look at the temperatures the next few days. I mean, we can avoid tomorrow,
Yeah.
in the 50s tomorrow, but 70s and 80s Monday through Wednesday. A little bit cooler though by next week.
Alrighty, perfect. Lynette, looking forward to it. Tomorrow morning at 6 is our next news. Stay up to date around the clock with our WSBT 22 News app. Good night.